Welcome to the day's top cryptocurrency news videos in review. We're providing time-saving summaries of video discussions surrounding crucial cryptocurrency insights. Today, we'll cover what's happening with Bitcoin, insights on the economy, and market predictions.
We'll discuss everything from bullish trends to potential market crashes.
Plus, what role do government policies play in all this?
You won't want to miss the end, where we summarize today's biggest points with our experts.
First, Ivan on Tech unveils shocking Bitcoin insights influenced by Trump's potential presidency. Next, Crypto Banter warns that the crypto markets are primed to explode soon. Lark Davis shares pivotal insights about Bitcoin's rapid evolution and potential reserves. Coin Bureau discusses the chaos that government Bitcoin sales could unleash in the market. CryptoZarUse highlights insights from the Bitcoin 2024 conference and its implications. The Moon's Carl Runefelt analyzes Bitcoin's resistance levels, predicting critical price movements. Altcoin Daily discusses Bitcoin's asymmetrical opportunity in 2024 amidst economic uncertainties. Finally, Data Dash explores the future of Bitcoin now that central banks are taking an interest. Welcome to another episode of Ivan on Tech. Today, we're diving into some shocking Bitcoin news and why the market is buzzing right now.
Absolutely. Ivan breaks down some bold statements from former President Trump unveiling new strategies that could shift the whole crypto landscape.
So what's the big takeaway from today's episode?
The essence is that Trump's potential resumption as president could lead to establishing a strategic Bitcoin stockpile, changing the market dynamics in a major way.
Let's jump into those key points. What's happening with Bitcoin's price?
Bitcoin is on the rise, inching back towards $70,000. We're witnessing renewed confidence from traders and investors alike.
And what's this about Trump's Bitcoin plans?
Trump's intention to stockpile Bitcoin could significantly boost its legitimacy and broader acceptance. It's a game plan he hinted at during a recent conference.
Interesting stats. How many Americans are getting into crypto?
Currently, 1 in 5 Americans hold crypto. This growing acceptance is critical as candidates pivot towards pro-crypto stances.
What predictions do experts foresee following these developments?
With the potential introduction of a Bitcoin stockpile and acceptance from more institutions, it's likely we will see Bitcoin soaring towards the $100,000 mark.
Bringing it all together, what can viewers take away from today's discussion?
The political landscape is shifting towards becoming crypto-friendly, particularly with Trump's bullish stance on Bitcoin, which could set the stage for significant growth in the market.
Welcome to Crypto Banter. Today is an exciting day as we dive into why experts believe the crypto markets, especially Bitcoin, are primed to explode.
That's right. With Bitcoin approaching new heights, it's crucial to understand the current landscape and the experts' predictions.
What's the core message from this video? Why should viewers be paying attention right now?
The central thesis powerfully asserts that with Bitcoin nearing all-time highs, the opportunity to invest is rapidly diminishing. Experts denote that any market pullbacks should be viewed as buying opportunities.
Can you break down the key points mentioned in the video?
Absolutely. Bitcoin is currently just 6% away from hitting new all-time highs. This is especially notable after a 137-day corrective phase.
What indicators are signaling this potential growth?
The stochastic RSI is trending upwards, suggesting bullish momentum, while weekly bullish candle patterns indicate continued upward trends.
What's the buzz around these imminent market moves?
Analysts predict that after an extended low volatility period, Bitcoin might break out aggressively. The Bollinger Bands are signaling that upward price movements are on the horizon.
Got any exciting predictions for our viewers?
Yes. Experts are expecting major price movements soon as Bitcoin aggressively approaches its new all-time highs, possibly within a couple of weeks.
What about market sentiment?
As Bitcoin's price rises, even the skeptics could become bullish. The growing interest among institutions also strengthens positive market sentiment.
In summary, what final thoughts should viewers take away from this video?
The expert urges action. There's an urgent opportunity to invest in Bitcoin as significant upward movements are anticipated as the market transitions into a bullish phase.
Welcome to Lark Davis channel. Today's exciting topic, the impending changes in the Bitcoin landscape. It's a wild ride with everything happening lately.
Yes, Lark shares pivotal insights on how the Bitcoin game theory is set to accelerate and what that means for all crypto enthusiasts.
What's the core thesis of this video?
The main idea is that Bitcoin's evolution is hastening, largely due to political pivots, notable statements from figures like Trump, and a growing trend among nations considering Bitcoin as a reserve asset.
Let's dive into the key points regarding Trump's stance. What do we need to know?
Trump highlighted that stablecoins could strengthen U.S. dollar dominance and indicated his intent to remove anti-crypto personnel. This could be a game changer for the crypto space.
Now about that Bitcoin reserve bill. What's its significance?
It proposes the U.S. holds 5% of the total Bitcoin supply, marking a substantial commitment to Bitcoin. This could sway other countries to consider similar moves.
And what about international Bitcoin trends?
Several nations are exploring Bitcoin mining, while Japan is taking significant steps with a Bitcoin ETF, which could open the floodgates for investments.
So what predictions does Lark make?
There's an expectation that with rising institutional interest, Bitcoin demand could surge, especially amidst economic instability that's prompting countries to reevaluate their assets.
To wrap it all up, what should viewers take away?
It's crucial for investors to adapt to rapid changes in the Bitcoin market and look for opportunities as the landscape shifts. Buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride.
Welcome to Coin Bureau, your go-to channel for all things crypto. Today, we delve into a provocative question. What happens when governments, yes, governments, start selling off their Bitcoin?
Absolutely. With recent news about the German government dumping Bitcoin, the stakes have never been higher. Who else is hoarding crypto, and what could this mean for the market?
So what's the big thesis here?
It's about the massive amount of Bitcoin held by governments globally. If they start selling that off, it could create chaos in the market, like letting loose a herd of bullish bulls in a china shop.
Let's break down those key points, starting with the governments that own Bitcoin.
Right, the U.S. government holds a staggering amount, over 213,000 BTC. And don't forget China's chunk. They seized over 190,000 BTC from the Plus token scam.
What about the sales these governments have made?
Great point. The US sold more than 51,000 BTC just this past March. And in the UK, over 61,000 BTC was seized from an infamous money laundering case.
How would these sales actually impact the market?
Government sales could really suppress Bitcoin prices. The market doesn't like uncertainty. That's its kryptonite.
Now for some predictions. How could these sales unfold?
We could see significant selling pressure, leading to market fluctuations. This might even push regulators to create clearer frameworks.
What about the future? Any bright spots?
With regulatory clarity, there's a chance governments might start buying BTC instead. Who knows, maybe they'll treat it as a reserve currency.
To wrap it all up, what's the significant takeaway?
The potential for chaos in the crypto markets looms large as governments hold and may sell massive stacks of Bitcoin. Staying informed and engaged is vital.
And any last thoughts on regulatory movements?
Definitely keep an eye on that. Positive regulations could pave the way for more government interest in Bitcoin.
Welcome back to Cryptozarus. Today, we're diving into the exciting discussions from the recent Bitcoin 2024 conference, featuring various insights, including key remarks from Donald Trump.
It's a big deal for crypto enthusiasts, isn't it? Trump's presence and comments had everyone buzzing, and it's certainly an event you won't want to miss.
So what's the central theme here? What did attendees really take away from the conference?
The core thesis appears to be mixed emotions. While there's excitement about potential policies and a bullish outlook, many attendees found Trump's comments to be more vague than definitive.
Let's break down the highlights from Trump's speech. What stood out the most?
Trump made promises to enhance Bitcoin mining in the U.S. and humorously vowed to fire Gary Gensler right away. His comparison of Bitcoin's performance during his term was also a notable point, though attendees were skeptical.
What about RFK's proposals? They seemed pretty daring.
Absolutely. RFK suggested actually buying 500 Bitcoin each day, aiming for a massive reserve of 4 million. That got people excited, especially compared to Trump's more ambiguous approach.
And then there was Senator Lummis. What did she have to say?
She discussed plans to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve over 20 years to pay off the national deficit. While sensible, it wasn't the direct Bitcoin strategy many were hoping for.
Looking ahead, any predictions about Bitcoin's price?
Yes, with current momentum, it's likely Bitcoin could reach $70,000 very soon. Exciting trends are appearing.
What about Bitcoin ETFs? Any rumors we should be aware of?
The market is buzzing with anticipation around Bitcoin ETFs, especially those from major firms like BlackRock. Institutional interest might be a game changer.
So to wrap things up, what should our viewers take away?
There's a sense of cautious optimism. While there are promising discussions, attendees are calling for more decisive actions regarding Bitcoin policies to maintain momentum. Don't lose that hope.
Welcome back to The Moon, your go-to channel for everything crypto. Today, we're diving into some fiery Bitcoin insights and predictions.
Absolutely. The latest video features Carl Runefelt showcasing some serious chart analysis on Bitcoin. Buckle up for a thrilling ride.
So, what's the main thesis from Carl's latest video?
The core idea is that Bitcoin is primed for movement, either up or down, based on whether it can break certain resistance levels, specifically the neckline of an inverse head and shoulders pattern.
Now, tell me about that inverse head and shoulders formation.
Carl highlights that if Bitcoin breaks the neckline, we may see a significant price rise, but jumping in too early can lead to losses.
What are the potential price targets Carl is working with?
A breakout could propel Bitcoin to a whopping $75,500, while support is currently at $58,000 to $59,000.
And how do politics tie into all this?
Carl suspects that if Trump wins the next election, it could spark a Bitcoin price surge, boosting attention around crypto, at least in the short term.
What predictions did Carl share regarding Bitcoin's future?
Carl anticipates high volatility, heavily contingent upon breaking the defined resistance levels and the unfolding political landscape.
To sum it up, what key lessons did we learn today?
The big takeaway is that Bitcoin's movement hinges on its ability to break through specific resistance. Traders should approach with a mix of excitement and caution.
Any last thoughts for our viewers?
Stay vigilant and do your research. It's an exciting time for Bitcoin, but like all trades, strategy is key.
Welcome to Altcoin Daily. Today's topic dives into the future of Bitcoin. With experts like Dan Moorhead, Gary Scaramucci, and Anthony Scaramucci at the helm, we're in for an insightful ride.
Absolutely. These experienced traders have decades in the macroeconomic arena, and their views on Bitcoin's place in 2024 are sure to stimulate thoughts. Financial markets are always evolving, and so is Bitcoin.
So, what's the bottom line from the experts?
The core thesis of the discussion is that Bitcoin is still considered an asymmetrical opportunity. The potential upside far outweighs any downsides, particularly due to increasing institutional interest and market dynamics.
Let's break this down. What's happening in the economy?
Despite recession talk, the economy appears strong. Crowded airports indicate consumer activity, but high interest rates might stick around longer than expected.
And inflation. Isn't that a looming problem?
Yes, inflation shows no signs of letting up. Housing prices are seeing record highs, making it difficult to lower interest rates.
What about Bitcoin's potential growth?
Bitcoin is drawing in massive investments through ETFs, which indicates strong market confidence. It's poised to potentially match or exceed gold's market cap.
And their predictions, what are they forecasting for Bitcoin?
The guests believe Bitcoin could see its market cap reach between $2.5 to $3 trillion, possibly pushing the price to over $100,000.
To wrap things up, what are the final thoughts here?
In conclusion, Bitcoin is still viewed as an asymmetrical opportunity. The experts encourage people to invest wisely and acknowledge Bitcoin's overall potential growth as the market evolves.
Welcome to Data Dash, where we dive deep into the world of cryptocurrency. Today, we're unpacking an event that could reshape the future of Bitcoin.
That's right. Nicholas Merton discusses the pivotal signs indicating government and central bank interest in Bitcoin, a potential game changer for the crypto economy.
So what's the bottom line here?
The thesis is about the significant shift where central banks and governments may start investing in Bitcoin, which could drastically alter its supply-demand dynamics.
Let's dive into the key points. What do these political endorsements mean?
Having candidates like Trump and Kennedy endorsing Bitcoin underscores its importance as a strategic asset, a serious endorsement that grabs attention.
And what about the U.S. government's Bitcoin stash?
The U.S., with over 213,000 Bitcoin, could shift its approach to hold these as reserves. That's a major statement.
Any juicy predictions on Bitcoin's trajectory?
Absolutely. With the right political backing, there's potential for Bitcoin to reach $90,000. That could be an exhilarating bull run.
What's the grand prediction here?
The bullish sentiment paired with institutional demand may catapult Bitcoin to around $90,000. It's an exciting thought.
Are we expecting central banks to hop on the Bitcoin bandwagon?
Yes, if central banks treat Bitcoin as a strategic asset, we could see a massive adoption and recognition of Bitcoin.
Any final thoughts as we wrap up this Bitcoin journey?
Nicholas emphasizes the importance of political support for Bitcoin's growth. The potential is huge, but cautious optimism is key. Let's keep our eyes on the market.
In this video, we've seen the volatile nature of the Bitcoin market amidst political changes. Experts like Ivan on tech and crypto banter provide exciting insights into potential price surges.
But as Lark Davis highlights, with government sales lurking, there are significant risks looming over the market's bullishness.
Ultimately, despite differing views, experts agree that the next few months are vital for Bitcoin investment strategies. Thanks for watching the day's top cryptocurrency news videos in review for July 29th, 2024. If you'd like more time-saving content, please remember to like and subscribe. If you have ideas for more channels you'd like to see summarized, drop a comment below. See you next time.